Next question, brother. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, brother. I have a question about insurance. What's the Islamic perspective about insurance? Because we are here obligated to have an insurance, like life insurance, auto insurance, insurance on the properties. What is the Islamic perspective? There are some obligated insurances, some are optional. So are we allowed in Islam to have an insurance or not?
Okay. Brother asked a very good question, especially for the people living in US. I know it's very important that you have to have insurance for everything. It's pretty much same here, brother. But before we know what insurance means, so there are 2-3 kinds of insurance which you can broadly categorize into. Firstly, the first insurance is a life insurance, which is basically you end up paying some premium by which you expect a return for that either annually, and after you get those annual returns, like in terms of bonus, then you are also entitled to get a huge sum of money at the time when something catastrophic happens to you. So this is life insurance. Secondly, there is an insurance for the vehicles. It's coming under motor insurance, where you it is mandated in predominant countries like India and US. I know it's mandated to have a vehicle insurance. Other than unless you have this, you will not be able to go for a registration. Thirdly, you also have something called as medical insurance, which is used in times of medical emergency, and I know how expensive the procedures will be in US. So these are the 3 broad categories of insurance. Let's start with medical insurance. Though it is known to predominant Muslims that the riba is prohibited in Islam, though we know that riba is considered as a very big sin, numerically the second bigger sin in Islam, we are forced to do certain things which is not under our control. Like I initially started, there are certain things in Islam which we can follow, which we can adhere to, but what is not within the capacity of us, but what is not within the capability of an individual, he will not be questioned for that in the hereafter. So in those terms, riba, though it is definitely considered as a second biggest crime, at some cases, at some exceptions, it is permissible in Islam. When I say exceptions, you should not talk about the luxurious life what you lead to be considered as you are compelled. So like I told you, there are certain things in Islam which become halal during compulsion. But what is the criteria you make? What is the criteria you arrive at when you define what compulsion means is the question. When you mean that compulsion is nothing but leading a luxurious life, compulsion is nothing but earning so much, compulsion is nothing but saving so much, then you are wrong, my brother. Compulsion will come only into picture unless if it is a dire need, if it is posing a dire challenge for your or threat for your life. Secondly, unless it is something which is mandated on which you don't have any right upon. So in those terms, if you see, medical insurance is permissible, but medical insurance is permissible Islamically if you ask me, but other insurance is not. But secondly, you are living in a land where you don't have much control on regulating the norms what the government lays. You cannot be adamant and say that I will not go for a vehicle insurance, and still I would want to get my vehicle insured, and still I would want to use my vehicle in the state. Then that is something which is not under our control. Hence, considering that you are compelled to use a vehicle, and when you are compelled to use a vehicle, it comes under compulsion, and hence vehicle insurance is permissible. Life insurance, for that matter, I am not sure how it is in US, but in India it is not mandated. Life insurance is something, an optional thing which is done here, and who does this is because who does this? Majority of the people who would want to save their income. It is not like the tax cut in US, which is like flat 30%. Here in India, you can make some tweaking to that. You will be able to make some tweaking wherein certain portion of your tax salary and a certain portion of the salary which is going for tax can be saved, and for that you can claim exemption for that. But I don't know how it is in US. So certain people opt for life insurance claiming that this is a compulsion for us. It is not true. It is not a compulsion for them. even if they don't go for life insurance, they'll not be sued from the job, they'll not be laid off from the job. Rather, they will not be able to save some pennies for which they are going to face a lot of torment from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So life insurance, if you ask me, vehicle insurance, if you ask me, it is not which Islam is allowing. Thirdly, when I said medical insurance is permissible, how is it permissible? Medical insurance is nothing but a group of people. Let's remove the word insurance for now, because we have a biased feeling that insurance is something haram. So let's remove the word insurance for a second now and think that let's start a new scheme. Like all the brothers in US now sitting in a similar location, if you all come to a consensus and believe that we all will share equal amount of our savings per month or per year, let's make $4,000 or $3,000 per year, let's save that one, let's accumulate that cash and let's use for any one of the brother who is having any medical ailment. If there is any medical emergency, you will not be able to go for cash immediately. You will not be able to so much of cash immediately. In those cases, let's utilize this fund. If you come to this consensus and if you follow this, do you think it is prohibited in Islam? No, it is not prohibited, because you are coming to an agreement where all of us will share this amount and will utilize it for any of our brother who is affected by any medical ailment, who is affected by any medical emergency. So hence it is permissible in Islam to go opt for medical insurance. There is no prohibition on that one. Secondly, motor insurance, like I said, though Islam is not, it is not very much in favor of Islam, motor insurance is permissible because it comes under your compulsion. But as long as the life insurance is concerned, since the factor riba is there, what they claim to be bonus, they simply name the word riba to be bonus, is nothing but it's haram for you. Prophet Muhammad has warned us that people will take riba in other means. The judgment day will not be established until people start naming riba in other terminologies. They'll simply replace the word riba with something else so that they feel that it's made halal, but they are cheating themselves. They feel that they are cheating Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but they are cheating themselves, that they are going and falling in this great blunder which is not forgivable by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And further, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Holy Quran that yamhaqullahu riba wa yurbi sadaqa wallahu la yuhibbu kullu kafarin adhim. Allah will definitely Allah will yamhaqullahu riba. Allah will demolish the riba. Allah will destroy the riba. And wa yurbi sadaqa. Allah will rather grow your sadaqa. Allah will improvise your sadaqa. Allah will basically give more barakat for your sadaqa. The voluntary charity what you give, it's considered as sadaqa in Islam. Allah will give blessing upon you if you do perform sadaqa, and Allah will multiply your wealth. But if you go for riba, Allah will destroy your wealth. But human beings, what we feel is that when we go for certain life insurance or certain saving schemes, which is going to give us a good return when we retire, which is going to give us a good return, a good kind of sum in 5 years or 10 years or whatsoever it is, you are going against the teachings of Quran. You are indulging yourself in riba, which is not forgivable. It is considered numerically, it is categorized as the second bigger sin in Islam, and hence we should try to avoid as much as possible from all these life insurance related or fixed deposit related or anything which gives us return in the name of share market or in the name of bonus or whatsoever it is. You should try to evade yourself. You should try to move away from all these and stick to certain things like under compulsion you are eligible to go for a motor insurance. Otherwise you will not be able to get your vehicle registered. Under compulsion, or it is even rather permissible in Islam to go for medical insurance, because there is no concept of riba in place. It is nothing but utilizing the collective sum collected by an individual who is in dire need, which is permissible in Islam. Hope that answers the question. Next question, brother.